Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Really excited for today's video. So it's Saturday, and Saturdays I do Cellar Saturday, or drink something off the shelves behind me, or an aged beer someone gives me, which is the case today. So this beer is courtesy of Steven. Thanks so much, Steven. I really appreciate it. I don't know exactly which vintage this is. Floyds seems to release this every January. And I was thinking this was from January 2024 because last time I saw Steven was around this time, 2024. But I looked it up. Oddly enough, that's the only year they added coconut to this beer, and this beer does not have coconut. So I'm thinking it might be the 2023 one, but it definitely is aged. I mean, even if it came out the day he gave it to me, it'd be a year old. So it has age on it. I apologize. I don't know exactly how old it is. So it's called Pillars of Beasts. It's not normal. No, it's not. Barleywine style ale, brewed with salted caramel, aged in oak barrels. Salted caramel barley wine aged 12 months in bourbon barrels with vanilla beans and cocoa nibs. Taste the scrumptiousness. 13.7% ABV. So, could have done this for a Tuesday video also, where I test my palate to see is this an adjuncted barley wine that I actually like. So if you don't know, Keith from 93 Lumber pointed it out to me that apparently I don't really like adjuncted barley wines. I do like them aged in barrels. I know that's an adjunct. And before Billy chimes in, I did really like that spiced one, spiced Bigfoot. I always call it the chai one. That one was good. So there's at least one adjuncted barley wine I do like. But it does seem to be way more common actually that I don't typically like them. So let's see about this one. Going in with an open mind and an open heart as always. So I've definitely seen barley wines that look like this. This is a little lighter than I was thinking it was going to look. It does get to brown, but it's very light brown. It's mostly red. Good amount of carbonation. I don't know if that's coming up on camera, despite there not being a lot of head. It's mostly sticking to the side of the glass with a slight film on top. But yeah, it's a good looking beer. Let's get into the aroma. Alright, so in some ways it does smell like a barley wine. There's a slight roastiness to it. I'm thinking that's the cocoa nibs. Definitely caramel, but it's not like... how would I put this? For a beer that's calling itself salted caramel barley wine, the amount of caramel I'm getting, I've gotten in plenty of just barley wines, you know? So it seems to smell like more of an English barley wine than American barley wine. I do get caramel, but nothing more than the average barley wine kicks out. And yeah, like this very slight roastiness. I almost get like a... You know, I say that about it not being very American, and then I do get a slight citrus floral mix. Like a slight orange zest mixed with floral. So it's not like lemongrass or something, but I can't think of something that would, like I could say one thing that would hit that. It's a melding of both of these different things, but like interwoven together. It smells good, and it smells interesting. Slight vanilla coming through. Okay, yeah, I mean, does not smell bad. It's about the taste. Cheers. Thanks again, Steven. Hope you're doing well. Okay. Yeah. All right, first sip, everybody. So, one of the best things that aging beers can do is make the flavors meld together. Things that maybe weren't as harmonious as they could be initially can become more harmonious as the beer ages. Based on the first sip, that has not happened. This was a lot of explosions of things, not like beautifully in sync, but just like we're just throwing stuff against the wall of flavors, and it was hard to process. I mean, I got these. All right. I could. It followed the aroma pretty well. I got this kick of roastiness. I got this kick of orange. I got I could process the individual pieces pretty well, but holistically, I couldn't process it. That's what I mean. Sorry, just to really explain what I mean by that point. All right, let me do another sip. Okay. So that second sip started more just like a barley wine, a little bit of barrel. I wouldn't say this is a ton of barrel aging. I think it's been in the barrel for a decent, 12 months in the barrels. My apologies. I'm allergic to adjuncted barley wines. That's so stupid. And it's good. And then some of the stuff kicks in, and I'm not taking out of the sip, but the last part of the sip, before it would get to what I would consider the aftertaste, it did again kind of get jumbled with too many not weird flavors, conflicting flavors, not even conflicting, flavors that aren't melding together. I'm not saying that they don't belong. I'm not there. But, like, they're not making it easy to be like, yep, they belong, they're interwoven, this is a seamless transitioning of flavors that I'm really enjoying the ride. It's like, oh, a speed bump. Maybe I was driving too fast. No, that's a stupid analogy. I can't think of a better one. I want to go with, like, ice cream toppings, but everything I've ever put on ice cream has been delicious. Not that I'd, like, put pickles or something on them, but, like, yeah, that's not a good analogy either. Instead of trying to do an analogy, let me take a third sip. People are watching like, is he slowly losing his mind? Yup. Puppy will do that to you. Yeah, okay. So the third sip there was very similar to the second sip. The first 90% of me taking a sip of this beer, I love it. Okay? Like, I'm going on record, that first 90%, because it's basically just a barley wine that has a little bit of barrel aging. And I love that. But that last 10% of the sip, the aftertaste is, I'm almost indifferent to the aftertaste. But, like, that last 10% of the sip, it just doesn't hit for me. It doesn't land for me. So I'm not saying this is a huge loss, because 90% of the sip I like, but it's not, I'm not craving more of these either. But for apparently my thoughts on the average adjuncted, barrel aged, or adjuncted barley wine, this one is top half of them. Kudos. But there still is that, like, experience. I'm like, it's not 100% enjoyable for me, though, either. So, well done, Three Floyds. If anyone's watching, for a style that I don't seem to like, you did really well. You got a 90%. Good job, But there's still that 10% that doesn't do it for me. Steven, thanks for sharing this with me. I really appreciate it. If you're watching this and you happen to know what vintage it is, comment below. Everyone else, also comment below. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews about those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.